Wasting our days for nothing, saying I See, I've been thinking a million things I want to say. Now I'm looking in your eyes, but I'm wandering to your lips. See, I'm trying to keep it cool while I'm hovering for the kiss. 'Cause I've been needing you like old-fashioned orange slice, sweet like daiquiri with strawberry crushed ice. Know you like a margarita with the hot spice. Love the taste of paradise. No, it's never been the right time, like we're holding back the storyline. And I'm waiting at the end of the night, thinking of you. Took your number from a friend, but I never call. I never call. I never call. I started writing a DM, didn't sleep at all. Not awake that night. And every time I go out, I'm looking around to see you there. Where are you? And my heart skips beating when your perfume's in the air. 'Cause I've been needing you like old-fashioned orange slice, sweet like daiquiri with strawberry crushed ice. Know you like a margarita with the hot spice. Love the taste of paradise. No, it's never been the right time, like we're holding back the storyline. And I'm waiting at the end of the night, thinking of you. No, it's never been the right time, like we're holding back the storyline. And I'm waiting at the end of the night, thinking of you. Thinking of you. Yeah, I'll be thinking of you. There's nothing else I can do, so I'll be thinking of you. 'Cause I've been needing you like old-fashioned orange slice, sweet like daiquiri with strawberry crushed ice. I know you like your margaritas with the hot spice, and love the taste of paradise. No, it's never been the right time, like we're holding back the storyline. And I'm waiting at the end of the night, thinking of you. No, it's never been the right time, like we're holding back the storyline. And I'm waiting at the end of the night, thinking of you.
Don't know the time, I'm letting go. I wanna find someone to love. I feel alive, I think you know. We're getting down, we're getting low. Low, 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 low. We're getting down, we're getting low. Low, 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 low. We're getting down, we're getting low. Don't know the time, I'm letting go. I wanna find someone to love. I feel alive, I think you know.
In the bed you sound so musical, in the club you scream. God like gaze, you're so beautiful, but you're not for me. I can't sleep lately, I'm just trying to find peace. Classic melodies, I just wanna be free. I'm sorry, darling, I can't breathe. There's no room for us, there's no room for us. I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us, there's no room. Now our lives are changing, promises keep slipping, and I always knew it wasn't you, it wasn't you. Now our lives are changing, promises keep slipping, and I always knew it wasn't you, it wasn't you. And she said, boys hot here coming from a mile away, not as sleek as you think. DMs early in the AMs, I'm not Becky from the street. All this time, baby, our love was so deep. You can't sleep lately, but what about me? I'm sorry, darling, I can't breathe. There's no room for us, there's no room for us. I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us, there's no room. Now our lives are changing, promises keep slipping, and I always knew it wasn't you, it wasn't you. Now our lives are changing, promises keep slipping, and I always knew it wasn't you, it wasn't you.
Here we go again. You think by now I'd know better. Locked in my head, romanticizing forever. Last love I found, knees met the ground and all my roses died. Swore I was through, but looking at you, I think I changed my mind. Yeah, let's fall in love for the fun of it. Dive in at first and all of it. Oh, what a rush looking into your eyes, playing it off like it's different this time. Let's break our own hearts for the fun of it. One look and I'm dying to run the risk. I'll live in your head for the rest of your life. Oh, won't you be my hopeless Valentine? My God, don't we look good together? I should be running away, but so what, whatever. Oh, last love I found, knees met the ground and all my roses died. Swore I was through, but looking at you, I think I changed my mind. Yeah, let's fall in love for the fun of it. Dive in at first and all of it. Oh, what a rush looking into your eyes, playing it off like it's different this time. Let's break our own hearts for the fun of it. One look and I'm dying to run the risk. I'll live in your head for the rest of your life. Oh, won't you be my hopeless Valentine? Oh, won't you be my hopeless Valentine? Oh, won't you be my hopeless Valentine? You're a bad idea. Oh, but every time I see you, all reason and logic cut their losses. Yeah, let's fall in love for the fun of it. Dive in at first and all of it. Oh, what a rush looking into your eyes, playing it off like it's different this time. Let's break our own hearts for the fun of it. One look and I'm dying to run the risk. I'll live in your head for the rest of your life. Oh, won't you be my hopeless Valentine? Oh, won't you be my hopeless Valentine? Oh,
T-minus 10, 9, 8. We have a go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning and welcome to the final day of the SSL Gold Cup European Qualifiers. Today is the golden day. All races today will count double in points. We saw some great racing yesterday, as in one group with Ukraine and Finland, they're both tied up at 12 points. So we're going to really see an epic battle today to find out who is going to qualify themselves for the SSL Gold Cup Finals in Rio de Janeiro of this year. On the other hand, we have the Portuguese team, which has a slight lead over Turkey and Bulgaria. Anyone in that group could possibly qualify themselves for the finals. And look at the weather that we have right out here. Southwesterly coming in real nice this morning. We should be seeing some great racing conditions. But before we go out onto the water, let's go over to Robbie, who is speaking with the captain of Team Finland, Oskari Sislina.
Cheers, Jan. I'm down here in the boat park with Oskari. Good morning. We've had a very close racing so far. How do you sum up this regatta?
Yeah, it's been really close, especially with Ukraine. We've been basically exchanging wins every other start. Now even points, so looking forward for today.
You've got one race today, winner takes all race. How's the strategy going into it?
It's gonna be close for the start. I think both are gonna be attacking, but then after that it's just sailing as well as we can and hopefully keeping the lead till the end.
How does the team feel after last night and going into this morning?
Good. We have really good team spirit and looking forward for today.
Thank you very much. Back to the highlights from yesterday.
T-minus 10, 9, 8. We have a go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Lake Neuchâtel was sparkling on Thursday morning and the wind filled in to allow racing to start at 11:30. With sunshine and breeze, the SSL 47 yachts were gleaming. We were all set for another cracking day. In 7 to 8 knots of wind from 70 degrees, the fleet lined up with Bulgaria and Turkey judging their time on distance to perfection, winning the committee boat and pin ends respectively. The Bulgarian Lions have shown superb speed and teamwork, but have struggled to convert that into wins. Their tactics, though, on the first upwind leg were perfect, climbing away from the fleet around the top mark by a comfortable margin. Positions remained steady on the first downwind leg, with all the teams going for the left-hand gateway as the race team had repositioned the windward mark to the right. The navigators played the shifts beautifully upwind to overhaul the Lions, who were rueing their decision not to cover their opponents, and sailed downwind to a comfortable victory with the Lions second and the Young Turks third. In race 5, Portuguese tactician Hugo Rocha's mastery came to the fore as they placed a hard tack on Bulgaria in the pre-start to leave the Lions languishing as the starting horn sounded. The Rocha masterclass continued upwind, nailing the timing of their tacks to power Portugal to a 26-second lead at the windward mark, with Bulgaria second and Turkey at the back. Downwind and up the second beat, the navigators made no mistake, matching the Lions' jibes and tacks to maintain their 50-metre lead. A stunning spinnaker hoist at the final windward mark set Portugal up for their second victory of the day, with Bulgaria second and Turkey well behind in third. Going into Friday's double-point race, Portugal are on 12 points and need to avoid coming last to progress on the road to Rio, while both Turkey on 9 points and Bulgaria on 8 points need to win, with the other finishing second to qualify. Ukraine went straight on the attack in the pre-start, circling Finland with 3 minutes to go, and then holding them back from the line before Greece tacked twice in front of Ukraine, getting hooked and protested by the United team, leading to a penalty for Odysseus under Rule 11. Windward boat keep clear, while Finland's Northern Magic were free to sail on their own to the right-hand side of the course. As the yachts converged, Ukraine held a 50-metre lead over Finland, while Greece climbed back into the game after their penalty turn, with the United team leading by just a boat length from Odysseus at the windward mark, with Northern Magic over 30 seconds behind. At the leeward gate, the Greek spinnaker saga from the previous day continued, as a slow drop resulted in it going into the water, allowing the Finns to roll over them into second, while Ukraine powered into an even bigger lead. Ukraine stormed to the win ahead of Finland and Greece, leaving the United team and Northern Magic tied on 12 points, with Greece on 6, making Friday's double point race a winner-takes-all scenario for the leaders. Greece can only progress on the road to Rio in the unlikely situation of both the leaders being disqualified.
Hello and welcome everybody as we are back for the final day, and a very, very exciting day at that. Sitting right next to me is Robbie McCutcheon. Robbie, how are you doing?
Good, thank you, Jan. My pleasure to be seen next to you again for today, and we're really, really pumped up in the booth, aren't we?
Today's going to be an amazing day. It's the final day here of the European qualifying series. It is the golden day where all races will count double in points. And oh boy, do we have a race for us today here on the first Group G. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Let's take a look right now at the match board. We are in the final day, like we said, of the qualifying series for the European teams sailing out on the water. Right now is Group G that you see at sort of the bottom left-hand side of your screen right now. Portugal, Turkey, and Bulgaria are out on the water, ready to race for their final sixth race of this European qualifying session. Let's take a look at today's schedule, as we only have 2 races planned. That is one for Group G and one for Group F. Group F is going to be very, very exciting right there, with Finland and Ukraine that are tied for points. It could be anybody's game on that one. So a very exciting day right now. Let's now take a look at the leaderboard for this Group G. As we see, Portugal is in the lead with 12 points. Turkey with 9. Bulgaria with 8. One thing that we can say about that is, if you look at Portugal, they have won 3 of the 5 races. And we saw, a little bit of a deception yesterday from Turkey, as they had been coming into this yesterday with they were actually the ones that had the most amount of race wins before yesterday. So a big change happened yesterday, and anybody in this group could actually win. Mathematically speaking, Bulgaria can also qualify themselves.
Yeah, that's right. Double points day, Jan. So anything can happen. And like you mentioned, if there is a position where all these 3 teams line up, Bulgaria do have the chance to book their ticket.
Absolutely, Robbie. And now let's listen to the national anthems. We're going to take a look at the team comparisons before we go to the national anthems. Top left-hand side of your screen is Team Bulgaria, the Lions, SSL ranked number 64, weighing in at 719 kilos. The captain of that team is Javor Kolev. To the right is Portugal, the Navigators. They are SSL ranked number 23, weighing in at 728 kilos of a maximum 730. The captain of that team is Joao Rodriguez. To the bottom left is the Turkish team, the Young Turks, SSL ranked number 30th, weighing in at 727 kilos. The captain of that team is Alishin Keynar. And now for the national anthems, we're going to start off with the Bulgarian national anthem. And now for the Portuguese national anthem. And now for the Turkish national anthem.
Korkma sönmez bu şafak, narda yüzen aslanca. Sönmeden yurdumun üstüne tüter solacak o yıldızı da parlayacak o benim, bir o benim ülketimde amca.
And those were the team's national anthems. Now let's take a look at who is going to be sailing on these boats. We'll start off with Bulgaria out in the front, the bowman number 11, Lubin Tudorov. Just behind him is the floater number 1, Boris Minkov. In the pit we have Ina Ileva. Behind her is the trimmer number 5, Mihaela Alexandrova. Next to her is number 6, the trimmer Mihail Berberov. Behind them two is the grinder, Krasimir Naumov. He's number 14. The main trimmer, number 7, is Viktor Katelyev. At the helm, we have on number 8, Ivo Tudorov. And the tactician all the way in the back of the boat is Luben Tenekijiev. And now for the next team, we are looking at the Portuguese team. Robbie, who will be sailing on Team Portugal?
Thank you, Jan. Once again, starting at the bow, we have Manuel Dantas. Number 3, the floater, Tomas Perez de Lima. And in the pit, Diana Neves. Behind her, we have the trimming partnership of Nuno and Tomas Barreto. The big man in the middle, grinding, Felipe Silva. On the main, we have Renato Conde, and the team captain and the helm, Alfonso Domingos. At the back of the boat, we have the tactician, Hugo Roca.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Last but definitely not least, is Team Turkey. Let's start off in the front with the bowman number 1, Kevanç Sevinç. Behind him is the floater number 11, Umut Iri Parmak. In the pit, we have number 3, Ekin Bükülmez. Number 5 is the trimmer, Cem Guzen. Number 6 is the offside trimmer, Melisa Baykan. Behind those two, we have number 4, the grinder, Berkay Abay. And number 7 on the mainsail, we have Anil Berkbaki. At the helm, we have Honur Bilgen. And number 9 as a tactician, we have Alican Kaynar. And that is your lineup for a Team Turkey. And let's take a look now at the course animation as to explain, as you probably know as you've been following for the last couple days. Taking a start, going around the windward mark, and then down to the offsets, down through the gates. Should we have a change in direction, of course, then we will only go around the top mark and not the offset on the second windward lap. As they go down through the finishing line, they can go through that gate. We are, Robbie, right now less than 4 minutes into the starting sequence here for race number 6, Group G. Pivotal moment right now for all 3 of these teams.
That's right. There'll definitely be some nerves on board. All these 3 teams can book their ticket to Rio, so absolutely a nervous day for these teams, but I'm sure they're really going to relish the challenge.
Let's go down to the water and speak with Carolina. Carolina, how's it going down there?
Hello, good afternoon. Yeah, it's like 1 minute after 12, so it's good afternoon. Today we have light wind conditions around 6 knots from the west direction with a very, very nice fresh breeze. The conditions are challenging, but the sailors, I think, are very ready and prepared for the final day. Everything is checked, everything is ready, so we have to wait until the finish to see which team will go to Rio.
Absolutely. How do you say? Everything will be said once they cross the finishing line. I was looking for a little analogy there, but anyhow, 2 minutes, 36 seconds before we start. We are on board right now with Team Turkey here, as we are eager to see what they can do. They have 9 points on the leaderboard. Mathematically, all 3 teams, as we said, can take it. We need a certain positioning for example, for Bulgaria to be able to go through. We need to have Portugal in 3rd place, Turkey in 2nd. In any other order, pretty much, basically, as long as Portugal is 2nd or 1st, they should be the team that's going to go through, as they have 12 points, and the next best team is Turkey with 9 points.
Yeah, that's right. Really tight in this group. We mentioned that Bulgaria do have the shot. If they do get first, like you mentioned, and Portugal get 3rd, then they will be tied on points at the end, and it will go back to the count back.
Now, there's something really important about this start here, and we were talking about this yesterday with the helmsman of this team. We were saying it's really important for them to not get an OCS, so an overcourse start, as that would be just devastating. They would have to come back and go through the line again. So for these guys, really right now, the biggest thing, the biggest danger they have on this start is not necessarily getting a late start, but it's definitely being too early across the line.
Yeah, that's right. The teams will be very nervous. Oh, sorry.
Look at this. We have a AP flag has gone up. So, we were getting so excited. AP flag. So that's that red and white striped flag that you see on the back of the boat. That basically means timeout. And right now, so I don't know what that's due to. It could
looks
be
like a big right-hand shift there. The boat's
certain amount of things.
Yeah, but a lot of factors might go into that AP. But as you see, the boat sort of lined up on their starboard tack. It looks like they're very high, pointing very high into the wind direction. So potentially the top mark isn't set up for that right-hand shift.
Too big of a shift over to the right-hand side. It could also be somehow a mistake that's been made. Within the timing sequence, it could be many things. We don't quite know what's going on, But yes, I confirm to you it has been a right shift, so too big of a shift. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is race number 6. It is a crucial moment here in this European qualifying session for all of these teams, as any one of these 3 teams could possibly make it and get their ticket, the golden ticket for the finals in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro. And it's just such an important moment. This is day 4. We've already been racing for 3 days. We've done 5 races, and it's all coming down to this one race. Robbie, this is wow, what a moment. We're really feeling the pressure and the excitement up here.
Absolutely. We're definitely pumped here up in the commentary booth, and I hope you guys are watching as well. If you're a fan of any of these teams, then you will be on the edges of your seats. Just earlier, we were speaking about them not wanting to be over the line, Jan, just wanting to go into the psychology of the sailors. Obviously, we're under AP now, but the tension, right, the nerves they'll have, and really wanting to be eager to get away on the start line. But you mentioned you don't want to be too early.
Yeah, and this is actually, perhaps it's a good thing for both of these teams, as right now all of that pressure has come down. It's really an emotional roller coaster as you look at the team right now. Just you could tell, the pressure was up, and now it's come back down, and it's a tough moment. Perhaps it's a good thing and allow them to be even more concentrated and a little bit more calm.
Yeah, that's right. That first sort of practice start, I guess, before the AP, they're releasing those nerves, and then now we just have a bit of a calm time, like you said, potentially more concentrated now. But these teams will still be looking up the course. We've got an AP, but it doesn't mean they can't do a bit of homework as well. So just looking up the course and seeing the conditions.
And we were just seeing right there in our image, we were looking at the pin and boat of the starting line, bringing up right there as you see Vadim in the front, who is bringing up the line. So they're shifting that line around over to the right. So that's why the pin and boat is going a little bit more forward. They're probably changing also the windward mark as well. But definitely an exciting time right now, as we were getting pumped just before. This is the Sailing Football World Cup, and we were listening to the songs of previous World Cups, just getting ourselves psyched up here in the booth. I can tell you we are completely we're on the edge of our seat. As a matter of fact, I'm standing up right now. I don't have enough. I have too much energy, Robbie. I just can't wait to get this started.
No, it's great to see, Jan, and absolutely rightly so. We've got 2 races today, both of them being the final races for each of the groups. And, we mentioned that anything can happen. So there's lots of jeopardy and lots of opportunity for these guys out on the water.
Yeah, it's a crucial moment right now, as we're looking on board with Team Portugal right now, just sort of analyzing the situation, and they've understood what's going on, and I'm pretty sure they're pretty happy about having that little bit of a course change. Yes, it is a little bit like I said, it's an emotional roller coaster, but. It is what it is. This is sailing, and you never know what's going to happen.
That's right. And specifically on Portugal, they are our group leaders currently, so they're definitely taking a lot of confidence into today after 2 race wins yesterday. So they'll be feeling, a lot more relaxed potentially, and like I said, a lot more confident going into these races. Similar conditions than what we had yesterday. So this confidence just builds, and I think they'll be quietly very happy with how they're sailing and hopefully sailing today.
Robbie, I could tell you that at 11:45 local time, almost half an hour ago, the wind was blowing at 250 degrees, and it's been slowly moving off to the right, and now we have it blowing at 265. So, and the length of the race course is 0.8 nautical miles. So, lighter winds, but as we see, everything was shifting off to the right. It looks like in about 1 minute, we should be seeing that AP flag going down according to a race committee.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear that right-hand shift. Sorry, Jan. So that means the breeze is just coming more off the Jura mountain range, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as 0 degrees, we are almost looking at 0 degrees right now. like we said, in less than a minute, the AP flag will be going down, and that will be the beginning of a 10-minute procedure until we get things going. So it is moving off to the right. Perhaps we can take a look and see if why that is happening. Perhaps we've got some big cloud cover. There goes the AP flag, and as you can see on the top of your screen right there. All right, right there, what's happening is all the guys are putting in the time because they manually can put in the time. They don't have, like we have here on the screen, a time that's being shown. They have to manually, on that little display that you guys saw last couple days, they're manually putting in the time. And so that's why everybody looked like they were pressing on the camera, but it's actually, the camera is just above that little indicator.
Yeah, very important for these teams to know the timing and know the starting sequence. We obviously know that time on distance to the start line, and you want to get it bang on, so it's a very important part. And also, it's in a nice position. It's sort of at eye level for most of these guys, and it's at the front of the boat as well, just on the back of the mast,
I want
so
to
everyone can see it.
Sorry to cut you off. I want to talk about Bulgaria real quick right there. We saw the pit woman, Ina Ileva, right there with her orange hair. This team, amazing team. They're actually ranked 60th, 64th, I believe. All the other teams are ranked in the top 30th. So it's real difficult for this team, but they're doing a great job. They've been they are in second place, and we're really happy to see them sail so well. And we just hope that the way they're sailing and the motivation on board is going to motivate more people in Bulgaria to start sailing, especially the youngsters and stuff. So you can be proud of your local team right here. Remember, these guys, they are, even though they're in third place right now in the standings, they are totally capable of being able to qualify themselves, Robbie.
Yeah, that's right. And Bulgaria have been sailing really nice and consistently. As we see the Papa flag going up there, so under 4 minutes till our start. But going back to Bulgaria, they've been sailing really, really smart and really at the top end as well. So they've got a lot of second places. We're still waiting on them to hunt for that elusive first race win. Potentially it comes in the last race of this qualifiers. We'll see.
That would be amazing.
But they've been sailing really, really well.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Especially seeing as they're almost twice further down than in the global ranking as the two other teams. So exciting to see right now. What is Bulgaria going to be able to do? Can they get it? Oh, and now we're looking onto the. You saw that big hand movement right there. Well, he's actually, because what they're doing is they're pinning the starting line, and so they're gonna go get a pin of where that boat is and where the starting boat is, and that timer or mechanism, or what would you call it, Robbie?
Yeah, just sort of the interface that they have, that screen, that device that we said.
Exactly, and that'll give them time and distance, and so it's a little bit of a help, but there's three boats out there that'll be battling, so perhaps they'll have time and distance right, but perhaps they'll get blocked by another boat. So This is why we're seeing the bowman right there, Lubin Tudorov. He's doing the same thing, making sure that he's communicating if perhaps the helmsman Ivo Tudorov should have any problems seeing. As a matter of fact, what's really funny is both Lubin and Ivo are brothers, and so you would hope the communication is good between the two of them.
Yeah, or potentially, they don't have to talk too much. Hopefully they can sort of feel and, be on the same page like that.
Yeah, for sure. So a little interesting note of those two brothers right there, the bowman and the helmsman on Team Bulgaria. And we are less than 2 minutes away from the starting time. Hopefully the wind is not gonna change again. We've had that AP flag that sort of delayed the start, but right now the adrenaline is going to start pumping as the teams are currently, as you see, circling, not around one another, but just trying to get themselves placed in the correct spot. As you see here, Team Turkey quite close to the starting line, and they are going to be there you go, you can see it right there on the 3D. So all teams are sort of preparing themselves, as we see Bulgaria, which is a little bit lower than everybody else, and Portugal right there, just coming back in for the hunt. And I think what we're going to be seeing, Robbie, is a lot of Portugal against Turkey.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I wouldn't imagine them, wanting to battle too hard. There's obviously a few points between each of the boats. So I would expect, personally, as we see Portugal just go and potentially put a little bit of an attack on Turkey there as they go past them. They're going out to follow them as well, sort of slowing up their boat. But I can't imagine seeing them going all-out attack as well. Portugal in the lead currently in this group, so they may want to just sail clean and just get away from the fleet.
Yeah, like we said, they don't want to get that early start. Here we go, as we're taking a look at now 30 seconds before the start. And we can see right there Bulgaria putting the pressure on to the Portuguese boat,
Watch
which
out for
is
Turkey.
Turkey going to go behind. Turkey is going to get the hook. It's trying to get the hook, at least as we can see,
Look a bit
onto
late
the
to
Portuguese team. Yep, they look late. Looks like Bulgaria and Portugal right now have got the best start. It's 2-1-0, and it's the start of the race right now. Portuguese team. Everybody's late, but Portugal is the first one to go across. So a really, really nice start for Portugal.
Certainly
right
advantage Portugal, Jan, and they're in a really nice spot. As we see in the back of your screen, Turkey having to tack out in that bad air. Portugal electing to follow. You mentioned it earlier, Jan. They might want to cover them up the course. So you're absolutely spot on with that. And Portugal electing to tack, as we see also Bulgaria. So it looks like the teams like that right-hand side. We mentioned before the start that the breeze was shifting to the right. So maybe that's what they're going for.
I'm sure. Absolutely, you're right. They're going off to the right-hand side, and everybody has had their calculators out last night, making sure that they know who they want to cover. Right now, it's important for Portugal to be able to cover Turkey. Sorry, it's important for them to cover Turkey, and if they do that, then Portugal will be at least in second place, and Bulgaria behind, and that will make sure that Portugal will be able to pass into the lead. So right now, as long as Bulgaria is not first and Portugal not last, it's going to be Portugal passing through and qualifying themselves.
That's right. And we see all the crews hiking as hard as they can out. So it seems to me like the breeze has potentially picked up a little bit from that when we started and when we had that AP. But it looks like a really nice lane for Bulgaria. If they can just continue to sort of stay in that lane. We talked earlier about the Portuguese high mode and how good of a job they do at that. So potentially they want to put that squeeze on Bulgaria. Although they are racing Turkey, it would be nice just to sort of control the race and get the lead early.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's also part of the reason for why we delayed the start about an hour later, is because we wanted to make sure that the wind conditions were just right for this last race for this Group G. So right now, Portugal getting the best start, Bulgaria second best start, and unfortunately the Turkish team not such a good start, starting behind all the others. However, Turkey is on the right hand side. The wind is shifting off to the right currently, so it's a good thing right now for the Turkish team.
Yeah, that's right. They were forced to tack out early, but they're still in clear air and heading up to that right hand side, as you mentioned it, Jan. Currently our race leaders are Portugal. They're sort of in the middle of the two boats, but it looks to me like it's nicely lined up, and it'll be interesting to see this next cross.
You know, Robbie, as I look right now at the standings, Portugal, Bulgaria, and Turkey, well, we've been seeing a lot of exactly the same standings all week long. Bulgaria, second place, and then Portugal and Turkey have been sort of switching spots for that first place. So they've even been first or third, and this is whoever's going to go through this. At least right now, it seems to me like it's a logical standing right now.
Yeah, that's right. Turkey have been up and down, first and last in a few of these races, but we mentioned it earlier about Portugal having a stellar day yesterday. getting 2 race wins. So that's exactly what you're saying there about how they've been sailing really, really well.
Yeah, only on the first day did Portugal get a 3rd place. Since then, they've been 1st or 2nd. And yeah, we saw Team Turkey yesterday, unfortunately, getting 2 3rd spots.
This will be interesting
simultaneous tack right now from Bulgaria and Portugal.
Yeah, Portugal doing a good job of going just further and around the bow. They initiated that tack, but it seems like Bulgaria decided they weren't going to get up to them, so they should tack at the same time just to keep the air clear as they come back on starboard tack. They've got a long way to come on starboard tack, as we saw they did a long time on port tack. So all clear air for these teams, it looks like, depending on where Turkey are, and a good move from Team Bulgaria just to be clear heading out into the center of the racetrack.
Yeah, I think that Bulgaria right now is in a very strong position, just a little bit lured and forward of Team Portugal, so they're doing a really great job. Look at the top left-hand side of your screen, as right now we have the projected results. Should they finish in this order, Portugal would have 18 points, Bulgaria would have 12, and Turkey 6. Remember, today is the golden day. All races are worth 2 times in points, so that means the first place would get 6 points, second place gets 4th, and third place gets 2 points.
Yeah, Portugal as well. Obviously, we talked about how good they are on
look
the
at
points.
how long that tag is.
Yeah. I was just about to say, going through their tack, and they really glide the boat up. As we can see on our screens now, it's really flat water, so these boats really just like to hold their momentum, hold the power through the breeze, and then you sort of hit your tacking angle, which is a little bit lower than your close hauled, as we see it here.
See, they're turning a little bit sharper. You can tell because of that white froth coming off the stern of the boat right there. So potentially losing a little bit of speed as Bulgaria does a tighter turn as opposed to Portugal. I think, honestly, when I look back at all the boats sailing this week, if I had to give the award of best tack, I would give it to Portugal.
That's fair enough. And I'm sure these guys have practiced these tacks a lot. We see them very slick all around the race course, but you mentioned that their tacks have been very, very good, especially in these light winds. It's a bit different tacking in light winds, flat water, than it would be, for example, on the Atlantic coast in breeze and waves.
Yeah, absolutely. In breeze and wave, you can afford that because your boat is so powered up. As a matter of fact, it's almost overpowered, so you can afford to turn a little bit harder. And perhaps even if you have waves, then you want to be able to use that wave in order to tack, find the moment, not tacking a big wave, tacking a lull, etc., etc.
Absolutely.
But in these lake conditions where it's absolutely flat and there's pretty much no waves, the only waves that you're seeing right now is the wake of the boat. You can afford to extend and really gain at least 1 or 2, maybe perhaps even 3 boat widths as you're tacking.
Yeah, that's right. And these boats love these flat water conditions. That's why we're here in Lake Neuchâtel. I just want to point out on Team Portugal there, it looked like they just got a bit more pressure in terms of Team Bulgaria. So it looks like they had a bit of more of a high mode. We just saw one of their crew go in and put a bit more backstay on. So that indicates that they want to depower the boat a little bit more. Maybe they've had too much power just in that pressure band. And we also see Team Bulgaria not hiking fully. So that just is an indication potentially a little bit in down pressure.
Absolutely. Good eyes, good eyes. As a matter of fact, in terms of pressure on the backstay right there, we have a limit, and that's new to this qualifiers, and it's from now on will be applied in the racing rules, and that is the amount of pressure and amount of tonnage that you can put on the forestay, and that is limited to 1.8 tons. And should the teams go above that, so they go up to 1.9 tons, they'll receive, for more than 30 seconds, they will receive 1 penalty point. Should they go at any time, even for a split second, up to 2 tons, they'll get 3 penalty points, so they could cost them dearly.
That's right. We're definitely in the points business in terms of results, and that would be a dear cost, absolutely.
Look
and
at that.
all these teams know it.
Look at the tack. He started at least 5 seconds ago. It still hasn't finished. Look at the length of the tack. You can see in the water how long, and the difference between his tack and another boat's tack we saw earlier just with the drone. You could right there it is.
Wow.
Look at the water behind the boats. You can tell the difference. And a little bit of a left shift as Bulgaria now has come into the picture.
Very interesting to see Bulgaria just in front in a really nice tack, a really controlling position tack just on the lee bow of Portugal. It'll be really tough for them to live there. We can see people are inside the boat now, so serious drop in pressure. And wow, I'm surprised to see Bulgaria up in the front now.
I'm not surprised to see Bulgaria in the front, Robbie. Come on. I want these guys to finally get that win.
Sorry, Jan, you see the high mode that Bulgaria are putting on now. You just see them climb to windward, go from right to left on your screen. That's a really nice flat mode that they're in, and they're really just trying to put the hurt on Team Portugal as we see them tack off.
There it is, forcing Team Portugal to go off to the other side. And really good move. It's really nice to see Team Bulgaria right now that is in the lead. And could this be the race where we see Bulgaria in first place for the first time?
Yeah, that's right. And that's all they can do, right? All they can do is win the race and then just let it up to the wind gods to see who becomes in that second place and decide their fate. But all they can do right now is what they're doing. So they're out in front, and looks like a big left-hand shift. And you want to know what that means for the downwind as well. Probably you can think about straight sets and be really deep on that starboard board as we come up to Mark 1.
Absolutely, Bulgaria right now in the lead, and they are dictating what's happening right now to Team Portugal. Should they finish in this order? Unfortunately, they will not. They'll be tied for points with Team Portugal. Yeah, well, you see right now, Bulgaria and Portugal are tied in points. If it finishes like that, if Turkey is second, then now Bulgaria would qualify themselves, and they would be having the ticket. If Portugal finishes in front of Turkey, then it is Portugal qualifying themselves for the finals. But as it stands currently, right now, at the moment we speak, Bulgaria has the ticket to the SSL Gold Cup Finals in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, wow, it's amazing to see how these positions have changed from the start. We obviously saw a totally different order, but now we have a scenario where that could happen, and it'll be interesting to see where Turkey come from on the right-hand side of your screen if the tracker is correct and they're in front of Portugal. There they are, just going behind Team Portugal. A crucial
moment right now for Team Bulgaria. They absolutely must get this straight. They've been doing a great job at their boat handling skills. There's no reason why it won't work. They need to put up that kite, and they need to make sure they have absolutely no problem. I don't doubt it one single second.
You saw it there with Team Bulgaria just not changing angle as they went around Mark 1. We're in a big left-hand shift, so they still have to sail potentially a little bit closer to the wind just to make this spread a leg. You see all the boats with their sails trimmed in a lot, so that indicates that left-hand shift, and it looks like they'll make it as they go there for the kite hoist for Team Bulgaria. They'll be able to put the bow down after that spreader mark as we saw it just now, and it looks like a bit of a catch on the drop line, but potentially it's
and the spinnaker's not all the way up right now on Team Bulgaria. It's not all the way up, so a little bit of an issue. Not too bad, but they really, oh no, now they're losing the spinnaker. So this is not what they wanted, Team Portugal. Oh, and they've got a little bit of a knot or a hitch. Oh no, for in their spinnaker. Team Portugal just behind them, managing to put their spinnaker up and go low. So a great set from Team Portugal. Potential catastrophe for Bulgaria right there, as they still have issues with that drop line. It looks like Turkey in the back is having no problems either. Right now, Bulgaria is still in the lead, but they absolutely need to fix that. Next, could the problem be coming from the back of the boat, because we know that the drop line comes from the back of the boat, and if there's a knot back there, that could potentially be the reason for why there's a problem with the drop line.
Yeah, absolutely right, Jan. You see the crew at the back of the boat trying to figure out what it is and potentially release that drop line, but that's a real tough break and a real unforced error for Team Bulgaria. They're still in the lead, but as we go closer and closer, you see the delta between them and Portugal is getting smaller. They really need to sort this out quick.
Yeah, and no one's actually on the back of the boat right now. Oh no, but it looks like seeing through transparency through the spinnaker, it looks like the bottom of the sheet of the drop line is loose, and there's a little bit of a, how do you call that, like a knuckle?
Yeah, just or a kink.
A kink, yeah, that would be underneath the eye of the eye that's in the sail.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can get
Thank
that
you.
sorted out.
He's gonna. Well, we've got the guys who know how to fly these drones around, and he's gonna zoom in and he's gonna show us exactly what the problem is.
Yeah, you see,
That's unbelievable
that's
that
not
we
a-
can get that shot. We can get shots that they can't even see on their boat.
Yeah, it's not a happy kite. You see the kite on the right-hand side of your screen being nice and full, whereas just that, yeah, you mentioned it, potentially a kink, and it just really cinches up the middle of that sail. So it's not flying as well as it can. You see that?
Look at that. Oh, the despair. Ina Ileva, the pit woman right there, just, she can't believe it. They're in the lead. And they can't. Devastating. I mean, they're still in the lead, right? They had an 8-meter lead. Now it's dwindled down to 6. They're very lucky, actually, that it's light winds and that they have such high angles. Would there have been, just 2 to 4 knots more, the boats would have been at a much deeper angle, and that would have really put the hurt on them.
Yeah, that's right.
A lot
But
faster.
looks to me like they've got a little bit more pressure as well, and they're just pumping the boat, doing all they can. Although they do have an issue, they're just resetting and getting back into their downwind processes. But it looks like they've got a bit more pressure. We see Portugal just came from that inside position, and now they're actually on the line of Team Bulgaria, so they haven't lost much. But for me, if you take a look in the background of your screen there, really deep mode by Team Turkey.
Yep, very interesting, as they're able to go further down. Now they're going further down, but they're going slower. However, the lead currently is still with Team Turkey, which is in second place right now. So as it still stands, Bulgaria currently still have the ticket for the SSL Gold Cup Finals in Rio de Janeiro. So right now, the team qualified and going through to the finals is this boat right here, hull number 9, Team Bulgaria.
Yeah, they're doing still all they can. We mentioned their little issue, but still doing their best to continue. And it's amazing to see that catch up from Team Turkey to go from 3rd into 2nd. I'm almost thinking that Turkey have a really nice position on when Team Bulgaria do jibe back. We've seen a lot of simultaneous jibes in this fleet already, and we mentioned about the advantage that the boats behind get on the downwind leg.
Absolutely, and now it's just one thing that's really important for Team Bulgaria right now is to not get that little drop line issue get into their heads. They really need to stay into the game, and they need to concentrate, and they need to forget about that problem. It's hard to forget about it. It's right in front of your face, but it's the only thing that they really need to do right now. But what a great first upwind beat for Team Bulgaria.
That's right. They did really, really well to get into that lead at Mark 1. And you see them.
Oh, potential jibe right now?
Yeah.
No, just a little pump.
Just pumping, just getting the most out of the boats. We mentioned 1 pump per wave. And obviously that is up to interpretation with such flat water we have on the lake.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's I'm just looking in the background right now, Ravid, seeing if I can see any pressure, and it looks kind of like we've got a little bit darker water off on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I'd agree with that as well. It seems like it's really light at the moment. We saw in the earlier picture the other 2 crews behind were all the way forward and all the way down to leeward, but it looks like a bit more pressure. Here they go, setting up for the jibe. We see the bowman pulling around that new sheet, round the forestay. You see the red clue of the kite go around the forestay, past the shrouds, and really nice job to get that full and around. We're waiting for a little pump potentially with their power, but still that drop line having a real effect on how much power they get out of this jibe.
Yeah, hopefully they can do something about it. Maybe they're going to drop it. Yeah, they're dropping it right now, and they're just going to try to solve this problem. Just gonna solve this problem. Come on, guys. The time is ticking right now as Bulgaria is still in the lead, and we see Team Portugal just in the background right there. as they're trying to get that kink out. Team Portugal now finally putting into the jibe as they're about to do a big pump right here. Everybody goes up. And acceleration, and there it is. There it is. Team Bulgaria finally managing to get the kink out of their sail. So they need to really go up and accelerate, as right now Team Portugal has got a lot more speed, and they're putting the attack on Team Bulgaria. A crucial moment right now for Bulgaria, our leaders, currently qualified for the SSL Gold Cup Finals in Brazil. It's a crucial moment. Oh, wow, Robbie.
Really good job by Team Bulgaria to get that out. It took them a little bit, but enough just to continue that lead, and they got it out with precision. So really well done by Team Bulgaria. But now we have a race on our hands.
We do have a race on our hands right now, as a second place has just changed positions. Now Portugal is in second place. So right now, as it stands, it's Portugal that is going to the finals at the SSL Gold Cup in Brazil in November. They have 16 points. Bulgaria has 14. It's Bulgaria, their qualification purely depends on if Turkey can get out in front of Portugal.
That's right, Jan, and it'll be really interesting to see as all three boats come into this gate. It'll be interesting to see who actually takes what mark. Like we saw on the first beat, it was a left-hand shift, but it looks to me like these teams are quite low now on port, so potentially indicating a right-hand shift. We've also potentially got a change in course, not confirmed yet, but you know, anything can happen, so these teams will have to be on their toes, and all these factors come into which mark they want to choose and which way they want to go for the next upwind.
And look at that now, Turkey able to sort of bear way go down as we see. Oh, there it is, as we're seeing the committee boat right there in the front. That's a Charlie flag. It says Charlie red minus. And that means that we've got lighter wind conditions because of that minus, and red. So red meaning that we are going to be sort of going left with the new mark.
That's right, yeah, the top mark, the new top mark moving to the left-hand side of the race course in relation to where it was before, and it will be a purple top mark again. Remember, we will not have a spreader leg for this next top rounding.
Robbie, we've gone down in length quite a bit. We were at 0.8 nautical miles. We are now at 0.6 nautical miles. That's a drastic change in length.
Yeah, that's right, 20%, and it just shows that the pressure is dropping for these teams. We see Turkey just in the background, got starboard advantage on Team Portugal, so they're fighting it out. Bulgaria doing a good job just to stay in front.
Look at
they're
that.
Doing a nice rounding as well. Really clean.
Bulgaria doing a great job, as a Portugal team right now is just looks like they're stopped into the water, as they were really trying to go with a very, very low mode and trying to keep that kite up as long as they possibly can. Right now, it's a crucial moment and a crucial drop right here.
This will be a tough rounding for Team Portugal. You see how close they are to that mark.
And Turkey, what's going on with them? It looks like a little bit of an issue right there. As you can see them, they're sliding sideways through the water. And yeah, that's just not a good move right there from the Turkish team, as they're nowhere close to the mark right now. So Portugal managing to keep that second place with a very delicate drop, which they did quite well.
They did the drop well, but that was a very tough turn. We mentioned the real light winds, and the more you move the rudder and more you move the wheel in this case, then the slower the boat goes. So they were really slow on that exit, having to do a real tight turn with Turkey forcing that maneuver.
I'd be interested to see right now how little pressure they have on the forestay, because in these very, very light wind conditions, you really don't want to be putting any pressure on the on that runner, because that'll allow your mast to be a little bit straighter and to have a little bit more power.
That's right. We're going for float. Yeah, as you talk about it, Jan.
1 ton, even less, 900 now, right there. For so they can go down. You know, there's about 300 kilos of pressure on the rig when there's no sails up. So you see, really very little pressure right now that they've put on that backstay, and therefore less pressure on the forestay. that just allows, like I said, that mass to be a little bit straighter. As yesterday, we were seeing teams that were sailing with 1.8 tons, the maximum.
That's right, yeah. Teams electing to go less forestay load, so deepening their sails and giving them max power as we see these light wind conditions really having a toll. You see no one hiking out. They're all just sort of sitting on the rail, and it gives an opportunity as well. Oh, just as we say that, the front guys are hiking out, so they got a little bit. We see the grinder there holding the winch handle there just with 2 hands, really dropping his weight out. But a bit of a moment for the tacticians just to have a look around. We see them in the back of your screen, at the back of the boat there, just having a look around, sort of picking their moment to sort of attack. Seems like they want to do it soon, setting up for that tack.
Robbie, we were talking in the downwind that we saw a little bit of pressure coming up behind them. Perhaps that's the pressure that they've just touched right now.
Yeah, it's a good observation, Jan. The Bulgarian boat did gain on the left-hand side looking upwind on that downwind. So Portugal heading out to that same side. Really interesting to see how they come back.
So just a couple guys, not everybody coming up in sync at the same time. They don't really need it because there's not that much wind. You don't need all those 729 or 8 kilos that they have to be able to make the boat flat, crush the boat down.
That's right. And if you're Team Bulgaria, who are in the lead, we see them
Nice
in the
lead.
background of your screen there. You obviously know the point situation, right? You know the scenario that you need to be able to book your ticket to Rio. So I'd expect Bulgaria just to come across the bow of Portugal, set up for their tack, and just give them dirty air. Here they go. Dirty air the whole way in to this Mark III. And you're hoping Turkey can find something on that right-hand side. We see them on the far right-hand side of your screen there. You're hoping that they can pick up a little something and get back and second into this race. And we see the lead just change there. Look at that leaderboard.
Oh, look at that right now. So Bulgaria right now, what they're trying to do is they're trying to slow down Portugal. They know they need Turkey to be able to come back into the game. If Bulgaria can slow Portugal down, if they can make if Portugal make more tacks, sail further outside of the ley line, it's all good things in order for Turkey to come back into the game. If Bulgaria manages to put the pressure on Portugal, it is their winning ticket to go to the finals. It's such a tactical game right now. It's not just about being first, it's about putting pressure on these guys so that the Turkish boat can come back.
That's right, and I'm interested to know why they didn't actually come back, tack back again, and so they would set themselves back in the same position that they did, but potentially Turkey are heading in front.
You know what I would do? I would wait because you see how Bulgaria is not at the ley line yet. So depending on when Turkey is going to tack, they're going to be able to see if Turkey is going to pass in front or just behind Bulgaria. If Bulgaria thinks that they can pass in front of Turkey easily, they'll probably tack and try to get the Portuguese boat to go sail further and outside of the boundary or the ley line. If that's not the case, Bulgaria is going to stay forward and make sure that Turkey doesn't get out in front of them.
Yeah, it's a real horses for courses. You got to weigh up your situation.
Yeah. So right now, if we look at, perhaps we can get an image of the 3D, we can see that both the Bulgarian boat and the Turkish boat are going to be coming together. And it's all going to depend on how much those boats, how close they will be. So right now, Bulgaria is in a very, very tactical position where they want Turkey to come back, but they don't want Turkey to go in front of them because they need Turkey between them and Portugal.
That's right. And they do need to weigh up the factors, but then also for me, I think they need to make a decision, right? If they wanted to cover Portugal and really cover them and put them in third, then you sort of live with that decision by letting Turkey go. The worst case scenario for Team Bulgaria is sort of getting that middle ground And if Turkey come ahead and then also Portugal have a nice,
Absolutely.
it's tough. It's
yeah,
tough.
if you're in the middle, so now they went from one battle with Portugal to another battle now with Turkey. And look, it's only a 10-meter lead on the Turkish boat, so no way. Bulgaria is not going to attack until they get to the ley line, and they're going to attack in front of the Turkish boat. Look, Portugal right now, 109 meters. So this is a catastrophe. This is the worst case scenario for Portugal. This is the odds of this happening were honestly, truly quite low. And right now, Portugal is in a catastrophical position right now.
Yeah, just to
And the only thing they had to do was get in second place.
That's right. No, but to touch on that, you can see the bow of Team Bulgaria is quite lifted as well. So a bit of a left-hand shift. I know it says Portugal team 115 meters behind, but you see Turkey quite low. So really interesting to see whether Portugal will have the cross on Turkey or not. Obviously, there's a big gap between them now, but I think there's a bit of a left-hand shift and potentially more pressure.
Yeah, you know what? I think that there's actually a little bit of a difference in terms of wind. We've got, seems like we've got different winds on the left and on the right-hand side of the race course, because they're not sailing in the same direction. It's wow, it's tough. So here we go. Anyway, we see Bulgaria right now passing in front of the Turkish boat as Bulgaria is coming up to the ley line right now. They definitely do not want to underlay the ley line, so they'll probably go just a little bit further in order to make sure that they arrive first at the windward mark. Now this is going to be a crucial moment. They really need to get a big pump in. You see how everybody is staying lured, backing the Genoa, and as we're going to see them just making sure that the boat goes real nice and flat as they come out in order to get a little bit more speed.
Yeah, that's right, and they are on ley line, so they'll be willing to put the bow down just a little bit to generate more speed, and then they can turn that into height. We mentioned it's light wind conditions, so you're trying to get as much power through the boat, and we can see a nice on-water shot of Team Portugal. The team is sort of just huddling up at the mast, and there we go. Just crossing in front of Turkey here, so still doing just enough to continue second place, and we can see the live leaderboard and what they would do for them.
That's true, but they still need to put in one more tack, and they only have a 4-meter lead over Bulgaria. As earlier we were just seeing the bowman Manuel Dantes right there hanging over the side, and you know what he's doing? He's checking for seaweed. I spoke to him yesterday, and he told me there's just so much seaweed out there. We need to really communicate in order to avoid one of those big patches. So he's not just laying down out there in the front and taking a sun bath. He is making sure that he's lying down, making sure that he's as aerodynamic as possible. Yeah. And what's happening over here, is this a little bit of a change right here?
Definitely a change in leaderboard in Bulgaria. Tough.
That's exactly what I just said, right? They want to make sure they don't underlay the line, and they did. And Bulgaria right there just lost the lead. Tough maneuver right there. In any case, even if Bulgaria had managed to stay out in front and Portugal was in second place, Portugal would then at that moment be qualified. So the only way Bulgaria can make it is for them to be in first and for Turkey to be in second place. And the Turkish boat right now is in third, and they're quite a ways back there.
Yeah, that's right. And a real tough maneuver from Bulgaria. You mentioned they didn't lay that mark, so they had to sort of go head to wind, use the boat's momentum, really slow down and bear away, and then do the set. So it was a really, really tough maneuver for them, as we see Turkey trying to get their kite set. And yeah, if you're Portugal, you're happy with the second half of that upwind beat. We mentioned that left-hand shift. Bulgaria, didn't want to fully cover them, and they've paid from that and really gained the control over this race.
Exactly like you said, if you go in the middle, you're not covering either one or the other, and that's when it can be difficult. You need to choose your battle, and Bulgaria decided to stay in the middle. Unfortunately for them, they lost at that windward mark, as we see the trajectories as all boats got to the weather mark. Now, remember, Bulgaria can only do so much. Yes, they can finish first, but their faith does not lie within their hands.
That's
their
right.
faith of that cup depends on the position of the Turkish boat.
That's right. And we as we can see now, really, really down pressure, right? Really light winds. So the longer this race goes on, the better it is for Team Bulgaria. So that's something that they have in their favor. Really light winds, anything can happen. But then equally, Portugal happy to be in this a first place coming down into the finish.
Absolutely. And now as we're looking on to the Portuguese boat, because right now these are your leaders with a commanding lead, a 6-point lead currently over Bulgaria, which is in second. And right now this is the team that is being qualified to go on to the SSL Gold Cup finals in Rio de Janeiro of November of this year. And they're doing a great job right there as we're taking a look at the whole entire team going up from the front with Manuel Dantas behind him, Thomas Pires de Lima with Diana Neves, Nuno Barreto, Thomas Barreto, Felipe Silva, Renato Conde, Alfonso Domingos, and Hugo Rocha. This team right here, this is your Portuguese team, and they are currently qualified to go to the SSL Gold Cup finals.
That's right, Jan. A big opportunity for them, and they've been sailing fantastic all week long. So absolutely fair play for them. They've still got about 3/4 of a downwind left to go, but currently as it stands, you're absolutely right. This team Portugal have been sailing really well.
Look at that lead, 95-meter lead right now, just being able to put in that low mode as we've seen him so often being able to do, and just a great job right there from the trimmer Nuno Barreto, who's just really working his sail and making sure that he's getting that boat forward as everybody else right there is sitting on the front leeward side of the deck. There we go. Look at Nuno just working his spinnaker, working his magic, staying calm.
Yeah, really cool to see as well. We see he's got no gloves on. There's no grinding pedestal being used. So he's just, there's not enough power in the sail for him to lose the sheet. He's got full control of it. So you mentioned the in and the out. We see his hands and his shoulders moving back. And you can sort of see the tape on his fingers there. And that's just sort of where the pressure point is on the rope. But as we saw it in that other screen earlier, there is a bit more pressure coming down this side, and potentially Bulgaria could have a bit of a gain with this pressure coming down.
Bulgaria being a little bit, being behind them, they're going to touch the wind first, but they're 115 meters back right there. So if the wind is coming from the left-hand side of your screen right now, Turkey and Bulgaria will be grabbing that wind first, but will it be enough to be able to come back? And especially for even let's say Turkey wins the race, Portugal will still win by 1 point.
Yeah, that's right. We talked about the scenario. Portugal do need to go for Bulgaria for Portugal not to make it. They do need to go into that last place, back into third. But currently, they've got a good grip on this, and I would be shocked to see that happen.
Yeah, 760 meters left until we get down to the finishing line. And right now, it's a 120-meter lead for Team Portugal. I don't see how any of this is going to change, even if the boats in the back get the wind first. But, we're sitting here in the booth. We don't know what's going to be happening. But, and have we seen some turnarounds in these last couple days. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at the boat which is holding the ticket. Oh, that so coveted ticket to the finals in Rio de Janeiro. And as we see calmness and, working really well and just trying to figure out how much pressure they've got in there. And just, you can see also,
little bit of wake there. Just a little wave.
There you go. That's the Neuchâtel wave for you.
Tsunami on these seas, on this lake, excuse me. No, very, very relaxed boat, Jan. You touched on it. And I guess that just goes back to the experience that they have as well. You know, they came into this last final day, this last race with a bit of a buffer, but there's still a lot of nerves that go into it, and experience really helps in these sorts of pressure situations.
Hey, I'll tell you what, this morning I didn't see a lot of Team Portugal around breakfast. They were definitely concentrated, probably down over towards the boats, towards the dock, not wanting to be anywhere near the commentators or any of the media team because of interviews and distractions and things like that. So real professional team, you know, making sure they're getting down to there was a little quick change right there as Alfonso decided to put the nose down and going down into a jibe, a nice slow jibe, not wanting to slow that boat down.
Really interesting to see. They didn't use anyone on the grinding pedestal for that. We mentioned it earlier, there's not enough pressure on the kite for it to be too bad.
Nice little pump.
Nice little squash there. Really, really good jibe. But mentioning it just before, they're pulling the kite round manually. So there's not a lot of pressure in the kite. They're able to get that clue around the forestay and back into the pocket where it's going to fill just by hand. So we saw 3 people pulling the new sheet. That's enough in this light wind.
Yeah. It just goes to show you the level, because most teams would have not even dared to try to do that. You know? And they know they can do it. Everybody is just a real professional team on Team Portugal right there.
Yeah, that's right. Really able to adapt to the wind conditions. Obviously, they would have known and talked about that. Hey, look, guys, we don't need the power in the middle. We don't need the grinding. Let's just do it by hand, and everyone at the right place at the right time to execute it well. And they're coming in, potentially no more jibes left, coming into this finish line, Jan.
Coming into the finish line for the 4th time in 6 races. Portugal has the lead yet again, and this is why Portugal, we could safely say, are going to be going to the finals right now. Look at the leaderboard. They have 18 points over the 6 races. Bulgaria has 12, and Turkey is with 11 points. And I must say, congratulations to Team Bulgaria, because they never won a race, and they're in 2nd place. And it just goes to show you, and I think for all the kids that are back home, you know, even if you're not winning a race, just being consistently in the top runners, you're going to be on the podium. Obviously, with 3 boats, they're all on the podium, but I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's right, Jan. Consistency really beats a roller coaster regatta, and you know, all the sailors out there will know that. It's all about trying to be consistent as possible and sail the best in every event, or every race, excuse me. And you're trying to put your best foot forward and try to put your best race together. And if the results don't fall at the very top end, 1st place in this situation, but you're still relying on your consistency and putting a good performance out there you can be proud of.
And they definitely can be proud of this themselves. And Turkey as well sailed really well in the beginning of this regatta, putting in 2 race wins, and we really saw them sailing very well. Honestly, in the very beginning, I was thinking perhaps Turkey was going to be really out there, but I don't know what happened between yesterday and today. They just haven't managed to put it together, and it's really unfortunate. And but hey, you know, that's racing. That's the way it is. As we are less than 100 meters now away from the finishing line, and with Portugal is about to cross that finishing line and have that oh so coveted ticket to go to Rio. It's as they put in one last jibe here. Robbie, look at that, just manually bringing it to the other side, and nobody on the pedestal right there, and
all the way it goes to leeward again.
Just a couple meters left as they're about to go through.
Last 3 races in this group. You see how happy they are. You know what this means to them. A big opportunity, and they've really, really taken on the challenge. they'll be someone to really look out for in Rio as well. They're sailing really, really well.
Absolutely. Team Portugal was already part of the first SSL Gold Cup. And again, we are going to see Team Portugal here again in this year's SSL Gold Cup. So my congratulations go out to Team Portugal for qualifying themselves for the finals. Great job, guys, as we get the onboard camera here. And as we have Carolina, which is going to do the interview. That'll be coming up in just a couple of moments. But yeah, even high fives and kisses all around from Team Portugal to the SSL shore team. And
the shore team's happier than the sailors. No, I'm sure they'll be absolutely stoked.
I think so.
No, it's good to see, and they definitely deserve this moment and definitely deserve their ticket. We see Carolina on board now, and we'll take it down to you, Carolina.
Congratulations for the great final race of the European qualifiers. It was very impressive, but also I think the second upwind, also a little bit stressed that you try to play a chess sailing game with the SSL Team Portugal.
Yeah, it was a fantastic race. We did a good start in front of the other ones, but then in the first downwind we struggled quite a lot. I don't know what was the issue, but we struggled. And then second upwind we went to the other boat that was leading, so it was fantastic. The crew did a fantastic job, so we are really happy.
And also it was very impressive that you're adapting to the conditions with the very, very light wind here, but the boat was sailing fast on the second downwind, so you can also just have a more more space to the opponents.
Yeah, we did a nice rounding on the top, good voiced, and downwind. Nunu did a great job trimming the kite, and we were extending opposite of the first one that I didn't know what was happening in the first downwind, but it was fantastic.
So what's now? You're going to Rio. So you're going to Rio. What's now? What's the plan for the trainings and for the preparations for the SSL Gold Cup?
Yeah, that's fantastic. Go to Rio. That was all the guys asking me in Portugal. Let's go to Rio.
So yeah, let's go to Rio. Congrats again. Congrats all the team. Some kind of cheering to the camera.
I love it. There they are, qualified. Oh, they're getting qualified. The ticket, there it is. There it is, the ticket. So the ticket
Whoa.
to Brazil 2026.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and you're going to cheer, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Really cool to see.
Yeah. I love it.
And see the Brazilian movements.
Yeah, so...
Oh, man, they're excited. Going over to see Brazilian beaches.
No, that's really, really cool, Jan, and they deserve this moment, don't they?
And
They deserve all the celebrations and the spoils.
Oh, yeah, congratulations. This is really good. Really nice to see them. What a great team. Oh, what a beautiful image right there of Team Portugal. As they have just qualified themselves to the 32nd of the finals of the SSL Gold Cup. And yeah, that was a great job. We can't forget about the other two teams as well. Team Turkey that actually came in second place right there in front of Team Bulgaria. Team Bulgaria, wow, they really turned up the heat here in this in this final race here of Group G. As 1 point for a while. They were leading. So here it is after 4 days of racing and 6 races. As you see in the background, Team Portugal takes the ticket to the finals with 18 points. Turkey in the back with second place with 13 points. And Bulgaria just having an absolutely wonderful week with 10 points in third. We would have loved to see them get one first place, but they had quite some tough teams in their group.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how sport in general and sailing obviously can go up and down. You know, they had their scenario, their dream scenario halfway through that race, and then it's just amazing to see how things can change and how quickly they can change. But that's why we love the sport. That's why we love sailing, and unfortunately the dominoes didn't fall the right way for Team Bulgaria.
Yeah, Robbie, and this is not it. Sailing is definitely not over. We've got Group F coming up, and that's going to be a battle right there. This is something else right here. Ukraine and Finland tied in points. Greece has 6 points. Mathematically speaking, they cannot qualify themselves, so Greece is going to be out of the picture. Of course, they'll still be sailing, but we are going to see a match race between Ukraine and Finland. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, going to be an absolute battle between these two teams. I am so excited.
Yeah, hold on
for
to
this
your
race.
hats, folks. This is going to be really, really good. A real masterclass in how two boats line up and the jockeying that they'll be doing. So do not go away. This is going to be really exciting.
Yes, absolutely, Robbie. Do not go away. We will be right back.
Minus 10, 9, 8. We have a go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Woke up done, can you carry me? When I'm losing my mind, can you hold me? If I'm hazy blue, can you help me?
Can you help me?
Feeling down, can you feel me? When I'm running low, can you charge me?
When I'm running low.
If it's love or talking, you ain't really fronting. You do the walk and talk the talk, but drop it. You pull me back, you left me there, I'm falling. Stop, the hell are you going? I'ma hold me up, I'll get myself together. Who'd have thought without you I'd be better? Brace yourself, I'm ready for another. I said it once before. Without you, I'm sunlight, so bright, so right. Sunlight, so bright, so right.
baby. Heard you like to party, and lucky you, the party's in town. And we should take a chance to share in this romance. I promise I ain't fooling around. Girl, it's something good when we feeling higher than the ceiling. My first day couldn't bring me down, but there's one thing that I want to know if we can get to whenever you can come around. Oh baby, can you dance? Oh my darling, it's like we got the world in the palm of our hands. Oh baby, won't you dance? Oh my darling, it's whatever you fancy, it's my command. Baby, it's a Cigarettes and bitter wine, just some kids underneath that moonlight, getting closer. Yeah, that was back when I could call you mine, holding hands, falling into the riptide, over and over. Yeah, we were taking off, always running, wasting our days for nothing, singing I love you, with you riding shotgun in my car. Do you remember all of the nights we spent alone? When we were burning the embers, waiting for the sunrise in the morning to bring us home. You know that I do. But tell me, do you remember? There was nothing we were scared of doing when we didn't know the way or where we were going. That was back when forever seemed a million miles away, and we didn't know it. 'Cause we were taking off, always running, wasting our
minus 10, 9, 8. We have a go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome back, everyone, as we are getting ready for the second race of the day. And what a race it will be, as I have Robbie McCutcheon sitting next to me. Robbie, how you doing? You ready for this race?
Ready as can be. We've got two to the teams on tied points, so absolutely pumped up here in the commentary booth, ready to go.
Yes, we are. Now, let's take a look at the match board. As we are looking on the left-hand side of the match board right now, this is qualifying group number F with Greece, Finland, and Ukraine. As we just saw the race, the final race, race number 6 for Group G, where Portugal won and qualified themselves for the finals in Rio de Janeiro in November of this year. So this is going to be the big race of the day. Now, let's take a look at the provisional overall right now. As we said, this is Ukraine versus Finland. Basically, it's going to be a match race, as both of these teams are tied up in points. Greece has 6 points mathematically. Even if they were to win, they cannot qualify themselves, so they are out. Probably what we're going to see is Greece not getting tangled between the Finnish boat and the Ukrainian boat. Now, let's take a look here at the European qualifier team comparisons. Top left-hand side of our screen is Finland with Northern Magic. They are SSL ranked number 28. They weigh in at 726 kilos. The captain of that team is Oskari Slina. To the right is Team Greece. They call themselves Odyssey, SSL ranked number 29, weighing in at 726 kilos. The captain of that team is Emilios Papatanasius. And to the bottom left-hand side is Team Ukraine. They are Team United, SSL ranked number 33, weighing in at 725 kilos. The captain of that team is Luka Rodion. And now, as we have seen the team comparisons, let's listen to the national anthems, as we are going to listen to the Finnish national anthem. And now for the Greek national anthem.
Και σαν πρώτα αγριωμένη και ρωτέλευκά. Και σαν πρώτα αγριωμένη και ρωτέλευκά. Και σαν πρώτα
now for the Ukrainian national anthem. And those were the team national anthems. Now let's find out who is sailing on those boats. Let's start off with Team Finland. We have at the bow with number 1, we have Simon Karlemo. Number 2 is the mid-bow, Martin Gamberg. Number 3 in the pit is Axel Keskinen. Number 5 is the trimmer, Mikaela Wolf. Number 6, the other trimmer, Thomas Tenström. Behind those two, we have the grinder, number 4, Ari Kokko. And the main trimmer, number 7, is Edward Bremer. 8 at the helm is Lucas Karlemo. And in the back of the boat, the tactician, number 9, and captain of the team, Oskari Sislina. Next team is Team Greece. We'll be starting at the bow also with this team. Number 3 is George Tsigoulis. Number 2 is the floater, Krisa Marinou. And in the pit we have number 6, George Karadimas. Trimmer number 5 is Stelios Nuchos. Trimmer number 12 is Ethimios Tsarouchis. The grinder behind them is number 4 is Odonis Bougiouris. The main trimmer number 7 is Simos Kabouritis. At the helm, we have the captain of the team, Emilios Papatanasiou. And number 9 is the tactician, Dimitris Delianis. On the last team, Team Ukraine, starting from the bow at number 1, we have Stanislav Mulko. In the mid-bow, number 2 is Valery Harnaha. And in the pit is number 3, Yuri Lodovotsky. 5 is the trimmer, Volodymyr Bogomolkin. And number 13 is the trimmer, Anastasia Kolesnichenko. And number 4 is the grinder, Valery Kudryashov. Number 8 is the main trimmer, George Pachas. At the helm, we have the captain of the team, Rodion Luka. And number 9 tactician is Oskar Madonic. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your lineup for our teams, Finland, Greece, and Ukraine. Now let's take a look here at the course animations. As we see the boats starting on the bottom, zigzagging their way up to the windward mark, and then around the offset to go jibe down through the 2 gates and back off to the windward mark. Should we have a change in direction of the race course, we will not be going around the offset. Now let's go onto the water and let's go racing. As we were seeing the race course animation once again. As we said the second time around, if we have a change of course, we will not be going around the offset. As we go out onto the water with images of the race course over here, I can immediately see that we have the AP flag. Before we continue, Robbie, let's pass the mic down to Carolina, who's on the water, and perhaps we'll have a little bit more information of what's going on. Carolina?
Hello. Yes, we have still AP displayed, so we have to wait a little bit more for the group starting the race. Well, after a few minutes of delay, because we just, I don't know, wait around 30 minutes for the next group, we have another breeze. And I think at the beginning the breeze will come and it will be much more wind, but we still have 4, 5, maybe 6 knots of the wind. It's the same direction, but it's very, very shifty, and I think it's a lot of gaps without the wind on the race course. So I think the race committee just waiting for the perfect moment, but the orange flag is up, so probably soon something will happen, but probably it will be very a game with the patience and a good decision, because if you made mistake during the lack of the wind, probably it will be very, very tough to get again to the racing.
Thank you, Carolina, for that information. We can see from the images here that it is actually very, very light. Now, Robbie, yes, perhaps it's light, but it's light for all boats.
Yeah, that's right. It's an even race course for all the teams, and it's whoever executes and sets up their plan the best. We'll see how they navigate that in such light wind conditions, but you mentioned it, all the same for these boats, so the best team will come out on top, and we've got a very tight one at the top of that, so it'll be very, very exciting to watch.
It'll be very exciting to watch, and I think we can do a little bit of analysis. As here we have Team Greece, which is in our picture. I know these guys have an enormous amount of respect and for everybody out there, and I am pretty sure that they're not going to get mixed up with the whole battle that is about to ensue with Ukraine and Finland. So I would expect Greece to be sailing their own race today.
Yeah, that's right. They know the situation. They know the scenario that they're in now. They know that the two top teams are, battling for that first place position. So like you mentioned, they will be trying to sail clean. And I think for them, it's just trying to put all their practice throughout this entire week into the best race they possibly can.
Yes, this might be their chance, their opportunity to finally put in a race win. I wouldn't be surprised to see Greece win this race.
Yeah, they've been showing some really good moments. We've had some really good legs from Greece, but just to put it all together and have a perfect race for them and feel comfortable in how they've sailed the boat, I think that'll be a real big game changer for them.
Yeah, I think it would be also really good for them. They deserve it. They've had a tough week. They've really been trying to put it together, and it is what it is. As we look at provisional overall, we're talking about Greece, so that's one point is a third place. So they were doing third, second, third. So really a tough week, and that's not really representative of the quality of their sailing, because a lot of times they were up there, and as a matter of fact, they were even leading at a certain point, where we saw them then just. I don't know what happened, but it just they had problems with their kite, and then they lost it all, and then went from first to third. So it's not it's not just looking at the positioning and the overall result.
No, that's right. They've had their moments, and you just touched on the little issues they had in each of these races. Obviously, the scoreboard is what it is, and that's how it ended up. But we mentioned the moments that they had were just not enough to get good points on the board and continue, really fighting with these other two teams.
Now, let's start concentrating as the pièce de résistance, shall we say here. We are less than 5 minutes before the start, and one thing you should know, there is some match racing experience on board the Ukrainian boat, as the captain of that team has already done some match racing. But do not be fooled, because Finland also has match racing experience, as the captain of and the tactician of this team, Oskari Sislina, won the college match racing match racing world championships.
Yeah, the World University Match Racing Champs. So yeah, you mentioned the experience on board Team Ukraine, equally experienced and, you know, a really result, pedigree on board Team Finland. You touched on it, the tactician.
And
so they'll be definitely
go.
talking about it. And as we see both boats come in for the first time, first little battle.
Exactly. Now, what's going to be interesting about this is not a match racing event. This is a fleet event. So what we're going to be seeing right now is a match racing within fleet racing rules.
Yeah, that's right. Fleet racing rules for this, totally different to the match racing. So a few things, a little intricacies between the two.
Yeah, exactly. And we're talking about the whole issue of a proper course. And that's going to be something that is going to deal with as soon as the gun goes off. We will then have proper course as opposed to racing.
Yeah, match racing. There is no proper course in the general terms that we think of it. There's some intricacies in terms of rounding marks and things, but in a general sense, there is no proper course. So you can sort of put your boat in any position per se in match racing, but we still are with these fleet racing rules, so they still have to abide by that proper course.
Now look at this right here as we're seeing Ukraine is coming down. They are on port tack as coming down on top of them is Finland on the starboard tack trying to get that starboard advantage, and they're going off way below the starting line because right now for them time does not matter between these two boats. The only thing that matters right now is who goes across the finishing line first. So this is the battle that we have been waiting for, and 2 minutes left before the start. Robbie, this is exciting.
Really interesting to see Team Finland really taking it to Team Ukraine. You see them behind, so that usually indicates the hunter. And then Ukraine putting an attack. They will be on starboard tack. Finland will have to avoid, but a nice position here for Finland. I like seeing them behind Team Ukraine. I think they've got a few more options.
Absolutely. Did you see that hard turn that was put in right there by Ukraine, as it looks like all you see in the back, number 9 right there, the captain of this team, Oskari. That's who we were talking about, being world champion for University of Match Racing. He's telling his skipper what to do, who has a little bit less experience. Granted, he's a very good skipper, but perhaps not a match racing specialist. So will be an interesting communication duo between the two of them as we have 1 minute and 15 seconds left.
Yeah, that's right. And there's a bit of space between the teams, potentially. Team Ukraine might thought they don't want to get too caught up. We see them go back towards Team Finland now. They will be on port tack. Team Finland do have the right of way, and we're just 1 minute left. So this is all on. We see Team Ukraine just tacking to leeward, potentially continuing that leverage between the two boats, but Finland are coming in with some speed.
Coming in with some speed and also on starboard right now. So a big maneuver right there from Team Ukraine, probably hoping to slow down Team Finland. If Team Finland has enough speed, they'll be trying to put the hook on Team Ukraine. There we go. Finland is coming up now with close to 30 seconds as we see Finland trying to go down and trying to get the hook. If Finland can get the hook, then they're going to be able to try to luff the Ukrainian boat. And it looks like they've done it. Ukraine has, Finland has been able to put the hook on there,
really
but looks like there's a protest right now from Team Ukraine. So this is a really good move right now from the Finnish boat, as there's 10 seconds left. Ukraine is putting in their last move, and obviously Greece not wanting to get in the way. 3, 2, 1, and that is the start. Proper course must ensue right there. Remember, Greece has it right away. There's nothing they can do about it because Finland has put themselves in that position right there. And Ukraine now is being able to put the hammer down and get some speed. So it was a really good move for the Finnish boat.
Close,
as they're getting close, they're going to have to bear away. Oh, and a protest from Team Ukraine saying, no, we had to avoid you. I doubt that's going to be a red flag. I believe that I saw a green flag. Yeah, there it is from the umpire, green flag. So, of course, that was a little bit exaggerated by Team Ukraine. But, of course, they're going to do everything they can in order to be able to have any advantage that they can, Robbie.
Yeah, that's right. Ukraine definitely getting the advantage off that start line. They just tacked over and just had all the room at the starboard end, so they could just put the bow down, and they had a lot more speed than the other two boats.
But
Team Finland getting caught up.
Team Finland getting caught up right there. They Oh man, what were they thinking going that far away from the Ukrainian boat and then getting caught up in the Greek boat? Nothing to do with Greece. Greece stayed out of their way. It was Finland coming up towards the Greek boat. So. Oh, not such a good move right there from Finland. It was a really good attack. They managed to get underneath them and then get the overlap. That was awesome. But then what happened?
Yeah, that's right. They were just really aggressive with that luff. You mentioned it was a good move, but then your psyche sort of changes. You sort of see red, right? If you get really close to these boats, you know, the adrenaline's pumping, the nerves are there. They're getting really, really caught up and really head inside the boat. Potentially they didn't see the bigger picture, and that last 30 seconds they didn't execute it as well as they should have.
So it was a really good lineup and a really good job of Finland being able to put the pressure on Ukraine, and they actually did a really good job. However, they just didn't take that final advantage.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyhow, Robbie, it's over. The start has started, and we are now into the first tax. So obviously, in this match racing duel with fleet racing rules, we see Ukraine tacking on top of Finland right there. What is Ukraine going to do? Probably Ukraine is going to wait to get a little bit of speed and then do a nice slow tack like we've been seeing Team Portugal round up. You see, but however, Ukraine has, well, that's actually a very nice rounded maneuver, keeping a lot of speed up there on Ukraine. Ukraine has always, throughout the whole week, have been putting in pretty hard turns. And this is the first time I see them really take their time and great boat maneuvering. And look at that. In one tack, they've managed to put at least one or two boat lengths on the Finnish boat right there.
Yeah, really nicely sailed by Team Ukraine at the moment. Interesting to see that Ukraine let Team Finland come back into the middle of the course.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but look at the racing tracks of Finland. You see how those corners are a lot sharper, especially the last one from Ukraine. Look at how smooth and rounded as they really try to go up very slowly. And then when the boat loses its speed, that's when you want to accelerate a little bit, bear away, and get the speed again. Just a perfect tack right there from Team Ukraine.
Yeah, absolutely, Jan. They got a bit of a decision to make, right? Obviously, they want to be tacking on top of Team Finland, but then at the same time, they want to go to the correct side of the course as well. So, you know, decisions for them, and it seems like they want that right-hand side of the course. Potentially they see something. It looks to my eye like they're on a bit of a lift at the moment, so potentially they want to ride that out and head out to that next pressure.
Yeah, now Ukraine is putting the pressure onto Finland. Ukraine knows they're out in front, and it's just great to be able to see that those tracks. You can really get the impression and understand why boats are going faster one than the other, and it's great to be able to all of a sudden look at that 3D. Every time I see a 3D, it's a little bit tough because I'm like, I want to go see back what's happening on the boats. But right there, it was a perfect moment to look at that 3D.
Yeah, it definitely is a pleasure to have that sort of perspective, that 2D perspective on seeing where they're lining up and where their track is. And you said it perfectly with their tacks and how Team Ukraine really have irked out a bit of a lead here. Although Team Greece are close to them, their main rival, Team Finland, are a long way behind it as we currently stand.
Exactly. Right now, we have Team Greece that we see down there in second place currently. And look at that, totally not the same wind, as it looks as though there's a big lift for Ukraine, and Finland is still in that previous wind. So Ukraine has sailed into some new wind and are getting a big lift. If that wind comes down, Greece being on the left-hand side will make a significant have a significant advantage, and unfortunately, Finland is going to drop back even some more. So we can be expecting that distance to increase as we're looking right now. Look at the distance for Team Finland; it's just going up slowly, 264 meters. Even though Ukraine has just put in an attack right there, and that will slow them down considerably. But like, we were 250 meters lead for Ukraine, now 276.
Yeah, it looks like they're winding up in a bit of a ridey as well. You saw the helmsman and captain Roddy and Luca just pull the wheel to windward, so just turning the boat up as they exit that tack. looks to me like they're on a real nice shot. And we see Team Finland in the background there. That is their closest rival. But sorry, that's actually Team Greece. Yeah, we see on the left-hand side of your screen is Team Finland. So out in front with a big lead over the other two.
Yeah, look at the angles. Look at the difference right there. As definitely Ukraine was sailing into for just a little bit. Ukraine got lifted, and then it looks as though the wind went right back to the right, and they tacked over. Ukraine playing the shifts magically.
Yeah, that's
master class in playing the shifts from Team Ukraine. Look at that lead. We were talking about 250 meters. We are now closer to 100 more meters in just a matter of minutes.
Really smart sailing, and we touched on how they were match racing at the start and they were really caught up with the other boat, but then it takes a really experienced and esteemed sailor to know, okay, hey look, we're out of that now, let's sail our own race, it's still a fleet race, let's pick the shifts. They've done that perfectly.
Absolutely. And one thing I must say, and I must congratulate Team Ukraine, for sure they have the best boat handling of the teams in in this group. Just unbelievable. We haven't seen them make any mistakes. As a matter of fact, yesterday I think they put one of the cleanest drops I've seen in the whole of the European qualification series.
Yeah, that's right. Sailing really, really nicely. Great boat handling, picking the shifts, and this is exactly the result of it, right? They've got a huge lead. They're the front runners. They're in control. Coming into Mark 1, they'll be calm, you know, relaxed, and
Look
I'm
at that.
sure
Now they're going to be
doing
able
all
to.
they can.
They can bear away. They're a little bit higher than the mark right now, unless that's the offset mark. No, it is the mark. All right, so they can bear away. They're going to be, getting some more speed right now as the boat is going to be accelerating as they're getting down. And so really nice speed right here. Just look at that super smooth turn, not rushing at any moment, just really keeping that speed up.
They'll be enjoying that picture behind them as well, Jan, won't they?
Absolutely. There's nothing like seeing your opponents hundreds of meters back.
As we see the bowman number 1 on board Team Ukraine, Stanislav Mulko there holding the tack out as it goes to the bowsprit, also holding the head of the kite as far forward as they can get it, and then the communication comes, let's go hoist. The kite goes all the way to the mast as fast as they can.
Look at that. He just holds it and then pop, that thing just pops open and it's immediately full of air. And there we go. A drop of the Genoa.
Nice
Wasn't
rounding.
their fastest drop, but you know what? At this time right now, it's not about going fast right now.
Yeah, that's
Because
right. And they had it up while they were going past that spreader leg as well.
How do you say it? Smooth is slow and slow is fast? Or something?
Slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
There it is.
They're
Robbie
definitely doing
McCutcheon. Listen to this man, ladies and gentlemen, because that's absolutely true. And listen, look at that. They're just keeping their speed up. Oh, my goodness. Look at how far of a lead they have over Team Finland right now.
Yeah, amazing to see that just after only one leg of the race as well. You know, the start, it wasn't hugely favored to Ukraine, although they did have the best start. It wasn't that much favored, and they've eked out hundreds of meters of lead just after one leg.
And a double tag being put in there by Team Finland, not calculating the ley line correctly. That's really sad. That's going to slow them down even some more. And Team Greece, as we are on board right now with Team Greece, doing a great job also right there on that boat and making sure that everything is smooth. Now I would like to see how are they going to how are they going to do their spinnaker hoist right there on Team Greece?
Well, interesting to note, there was that big right-hander, and we see that with Ukraine driving early. Potentially, well, we see Greece going for it now, but I was going to just say, could we see a Sambuca from one of these teams?
That would have been awesome.
Potentially Finland. Let's have a watch.
Good hoist.
Yes, it looks to me, Jan, they're going to go for the Sambuca.
There it is. There it is, the Sambuca. It's the move they've got to do. They've got to do something right now. They got to pull something out of their hat. And that's called a Sambuca or a jibe set, one of the hardest moves in sailing that you can do right there as they're holding back the mainsail in order to help get that kite, filled in and doing a good job. It's not quite all the way up, but there's no knots in in that spinnaker right now. So it's just another 50 centimeters until they can get that spinnaker up. So a really good job right there from Finland, putting in a jibe set, or a sambuca as we call it here at the SSL. And great job. So you see the trajectory, the difference, and being able to put that move is an immediate jibe in order to be able to take advantage of that tactical situation of the wind going off to the left-hand side.
Right-hand side. So
right-hand side.
them being able to jibe first, you saw the positions on the 2D tracker there. They're just getting to jibe, and just now they're on the inside of grease. So any pressure that comes in from the right-hand side, any shift to the right, they will gain even more. So really well done. Nicely executed, and that's exactly what we wanted to see. We wanted to see one before the end of this event.
Yeah, and boy, did they make us wait for it. This last race of the series here for Group F. We are race number 6 on the first downwind with a commanding lead from Ukraine.
Yeah, that's right. They've, now they're just going from strength to strength. They've even got more of a lead on the other opponents. It seems like they enjoy that right-hand shift, and they're on that port board also. But really, they're looking behind them. They're safe. They're in control. Doing a really nice job.
Doing a really nice job. Now let's talk a little bit about the communication here on this boat. In the very front, we saw earlier Stan, who was the bowman, and pretty interesting about the communication. I spoke to him about this morning, and he was telling me, what my job is basically is I'm looking backwards, and I'm looking at where my opponent is, and I am feeling how much heel the boat has, and then I will tell my teammates how many I need to go up. So if he feels as though there's a lot of pressure, he's going to ask for 2 or 3 or 4 people to come up and squash that boat down. Yeah, if he feels as though there isn't, well, he'll ask for less.
That's right. You can see him there. A great drone shot of the number one. In the front of your screen. There we go.
Oh,
he's facing backwards. He's initiating the move, and everyone's following him. So, like you mentioned, it's on his call.
Exactly, and they don't need to speak. He just moves, because those guys, the number 2 right there, the mid-bow, he's just looking at him like a dog would be looking at his owner, just making sure any move that he's doing, well, he's following right along with it. Then what happens back here? How do we know if we need to go left or right or add some pressure? The number 5 right there that you see, he's determining how much pressure he's feeling in that sheet, and then he'll communicate that to the helmsman, and the helmsman will then bear up or bear away, or head up and bear away, and in order to increase that speed, increase the amount of pressure that they want to have into that kite.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot of factors that go into this, and communication is a huge part of sailing in general. There's lots of things that need to happen, and potentially communicating to your other crew members really makes a difference on timing, and then also when to do things, and that's exactly what we're seeing now. Some communication there from Roddy and Luca to the front of the boat. He's just deciding which gate he wants and how they're going to do their next maneuver. So they're talking through the maneuver right before it happens.
Yeah. Thank you, Robbie, for those explanations. It's just fascinating to see how this Team Ukraine is working together. Robbie, I've just been told that we are looking at a change of course with a Charlie Plus. And we are now at 0.9. So there it is, the Charlie flag at the top, right there. And the plus, meaning that we are going to go for a longer race course.
Yeah, it's really good news. It means the race committee deemed that the length of the course needs to be longer, so that indicates that there's a bit more pressure, which is nice.
And just so you know, the girl that is holding that sign up, her name is Sophie, and she's actually part of the kids here that are competing as a local competitor. So great to see her out here. She asked to be out here, and it's great that we can involve her in that racing, and she's doing a great job. However, that's the worst drop I've seen Team Ukraine do of of the whole regatta.
Yeah, I did
Pressure.
see-
They must be feeling the pressure.
I saw Roddy and Luca, shout. Not sure what he said, but he did communicate to his bow team. But yeah, you mentioned it. That was not their finest drop, and especially with the time and lead they have, it doesn't matter too much. You see this picture now, they've got a hell of a lead, but you do still want to sharpen these things up, especially if you're going through.
That could have been potentially catastrophe. Should imagine the spinnaker rips, or it goes totally into the water, and they're spending like 30, 40 seconds trying to get that thing back in. Then it could have potentially been a catastrophe. Now let's take a look here at Team Greece. I think they're going to do a good drop right here because they don't really have any pressure.
That's right. And just quickly, while we had that shot there, it looks like more breeze up the course. So hence the Charlie Plus, just extending that lead, extending that mark, more pressure for this next upwind.
Well, let's see how this goes in. It looks out just a little bit into the water right there. Doesn't look as though it's...
Looks like it came in in the boat nicely, as we see Finland as well. A little bit of kite, a little bit of cloth hanging over there, but that's also safe. So from both teams.
And a good thing about that drop right there on Team Finland, as opposed to what we perhaps saw yesterday, was that this time it's not the whole kite that's in the water and it's not all wet. So as soon as they're going to be hoisting, when we get back to the windward mark, they're not pulling a wet spinnaker.
Yeah, that's right. It's dry enough to be all fine. They'll definitely have someone, the bowman, just to check it over, just to confirm that. But yeah, that absolutely, it was not a catastrophe drop, and they'll be fine for this next set, I'm sure.
Oh, look at that trajectory, though, right there, as it looks like perhaps a big right-hand shift. Ukraine now coming back to sail more in the middle of the race course, probably deciding, oh, geez, well, there are so many shifts. I really don't want to be going out to either the left or the right-hand side. So Ukrainian playing the safe card.
Yeah, smart, right? I mean, they head back into the middle of the course, cover the fleet again. They've got more options. Really, really smart. And they're sort of just trying to shut the race down. That's the process that's going through the heads of their captain, of their leader, just to shut the race down and just not take any risk at all. Really, really control this race from start to finish.
Absolutely. But the pressure is still on. We're not taking a break. Look, everybody's hiking.
Even the helmsman.
Even the helmsman. He's giving the team, showing them, listen, this is the last race. This is the race where we're going to get qualified to go to the final series. I want everybody to give 110%, even if we're in the lead, even if we have 250-meter lead. We're not giving anything up. It's that I will not give up attitude that Ukraine has had all week, and we're going to see them hiking back out as long as there's enough wind.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it makes it a bit easier when you're in the lead. You're hiking out with a potential smile on your face and things like that. Things just become easier, not in the sense of actually easier, but sort of just mentally and how you go through your processes. There's something in it. I don't know what it is, but it's just a little bit easier.
Yeah, the pressure sort of comes off of your shoulders, and you sail better, you sail faster. You're in the zone, you're more comfortable, and you're sailing with less pressure.
Yeah, there's definitely something to be said about that. And we see on board, there's definite smiles there. I wonder what Rodian's saying. He's potentially looking at the next bit of pressure. They're in the middle of the course.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Covering Team Finland, so they're still just working their way up.
It's pretty interesting that he pointed towards what he was looking at. Most of the time they have a tendency, everybody on the boat, is to not point so that their opponents don't see what they're talking about. At this point, it doesn't really matter. They're several hundred meters out in front.
Look, I don't understand Ukrainian, but potential cancel tack, and then now they're going for it there. So preparing their tack. Finland are on starboard tacks. They tacked over. A bit of a defensive move and just a covering tack by Team Ukraine.
Yeah, if we get those comms, we'll try to turn those comms up for you, for all the Ukrainians that are watching this all over Europe. It's really interesting. We're doing everything we can here to give you guys, a little bit more insight and stuff, and making the broadcast better every single time. That's our objective.
It looks like Greece picked up a little bit of a shift as well. They're just came out that left-hand side nicely. You see the 2D there. They're actually crossing Team Finland by quite a bit after rounding just in front of them. They've definitely grown a bit of a lead there. So Ukraine happy to come back in. Now they're looking at the second place boat. I can expect them to probably put attack in soon and just stay in the middle of that course.
I like the way Greece is sailing. They're, tactically sailing very well, and at the same time, a lot of respect for the other two teams. As decided they could have so easily attacked on top of Finland right there, but they opted not to, and they're just going to give some room over to Finland. They're going to let Finland try to play their magic and to be able to get that northern magic, as they call themselves, and. God knows if they need some northern magic right now in order to get back into this.
There's just visually looking at it, there's definitely some more breeze, right? So the way they sail the boat, and especially if you were watching that first race today, a lot different picture on board with everyone hiking, trying to potentially flatten the sails a little bit, and they're making the boat go fast, and that's due to the pressure gain that we've been seeing, and it means that the boats are just getting closer and closer and faster through this racetrack, and that's all advantage to Ukraine.
You see Anastasia right there, the number 13 shirt, giving everything she's got, and I'm telling you, that's a really hard position right there to be able to just stay out there. Legs taut, just the only thing she's holding on to is that sheet, that blue sheet that she has in her hand, and what a tough position. Eventually getting a little bit of hold onto that handle from the grinder, but it's tough.
There she is down the leeward end of the boat, so she's going to strip the old sheet and the trimmer will pull on that new sheet we see in the middle. That number 4, he's grinding that sheet in, and then the trimmer's actually pulling the tail of that sheet while the winch is spinning on it, and then everyone's straight back up to that windward side.
Yeah, absolutely. And stripping the sheet right there, it's something that is super important, because if you do it too early, the Genoa is going to start flapping, and it's actually going to pull more of the sheet out, and that's just more sheet that you got to pull in when you're back on the other side. So getting the timing on when you strip or release the sheet is super important.
Yeah, that's right. We mentioned the communication just before and the timing of things, and looks like they really got it nailed. They've been sailing really well for 4 days this week, and I'm sure they had some training beforehand, and they're sailing really, really well. And this is the result of beautiful, beautiful sailing.
Yeah, when you look at that boat, there's really not much heel, and it just looks like it's cruising, Obviously here, Team Finland doing the same thing. Everybody is out, giving everything that they can on this team as well right now. They're in a tough place because, they are 350 meters behind Team Ukraine right there. They've got to deal with Greece, which is, trying to stay out of the way. But, I mean, come on, they've got a race as well. And it's tough, They're on the second windward beat right now, so mentally difficult right now, really tough for Finland. I can feel them.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to remember that we did have a change of top mark, so it will just be a purple top mark, no offset mark for these teams. So a bit of a 180 turn when they get to this top mark, and they'll be heading straight downwind from this purple mark.
Now, 2 things can happen for Finland to either catch up or lose even more. If Ukraine messes up this maneuver right here, which I highly doubt because they've been doing a really good job, but remember, they've got a lot of pressure on their shoulders right now because the ticket to the finals is riding on this one maneuver. If they mess it up, it is a possibility that Finland could come back, but only if Finland does a good job at hoisting their kite.
Yeah, that's right. And, you don't expect that to happen. They got a lot of time, and they've been doing maneuvers, like you mentioned, really, really well. But this is what it is now. You see the bowman pull the head of the kite towards the front of the boat, and everyone goes to work. We'll see if this can just pop and be a really nice set for this team. You see there's a Bit of an issue
Oh
potentially.
no, there is an issue right there. It looks like the halyard has wrapped itself around the winch, but Michaela right there managing to solve that problem. So, potential disaster right there. But luckily they caught it, and the grinder stopped grinding, because the harder he grinds, the harder that overlap is going to be on that winch, and it's just going to make it impossible to get it out.
Yeah,
So.
you see that on the left-hand side on that winch there. Two people now trying to undo a bit of a bird's nest in that sheet, so they won't be able to jibe, right? They know they need to fix that before they do any maneuvers, and wow, look at that.
That is a giant mess. I've never seen that on the Ukrainian boat so far. You can really tell how much pressure they're under. They've been sailing beautifully. They are far out in front. They should not, be feeling so much pressure. And that was a that's a catastrophe.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll get that sorted, because they will need to use that winch for their jibe. But actually, there's a bit of a left-hand shift, because they are sailing very low. You see the track on board Team Ukraine, those yellow dots as they make their way down, really low in terms of those ley lines. So potentially a bit of a left-hand shift.
Yeah, they need to relax right now. They're out in front. I mean, there's really nothing can happen to them unless they start panicking or something like that. They just need to relax and just get to the finishing line. And but it's a big thing. It's a big thing to try to get over to get the ticket. I want to say one thing. Everybody just saw right there as the bowsprit came out before they got to that purple mark. The rules have been changed. So to all the teams that are watching, the rules have been changed in the boat handling regulations, and it makes it a lot it makes it a lot easier for to be able to take it out at any time, even if it's before you get to the mark. So I urge you to go and read the changes that have happened on that particular rule.
Yeah, that's right, Jan. And we saw teams in earlier qualifiers having a bit of trouble with that rule, so really nice for us to, clean up that rule and make sure it's, universal for everyone. And it looks like, well, we haven't had any penalties for it thus far in this qualification. And so, I think they've done a really good job of cleaning that up.
Yeah, it was really necessary. It was, it took out a lot of, took out a lot of good teams prior to that, and then it had been a problem, and it's something. Well, I guess it wasn't really a problem. It was the same rule for everybody,
That's
but
right.
it was just such a hard rule, and they cleaned it up in terms of made it a little bit more lenient. I mean, I remember some teams in the last finals that got eliminated just because of that rule. So. Anyhow, we are with Team Ukraine right now, 600 meters in front of the Finnish boat, as we are on the final leg right now, and Team Ukraine putting in a jibe right there as they are making their way down to the finishing line. Look at the points standing currently. Ukraine with 18 points. Greece with 10, Finland with 14, and well, they deserve it. They deserve it. Now they've done a really good job, and of course, may the best win. And it looking like right now it's Ukraine.
Yeah, that's right. They definitely do deserve it, and they've got a lot of experience on board to help them throughout this regatta. I've really been impressed on how smart they've been sailing. Their maneuvers, you mentioned it earlier, have been really good. So they've really come together, really put this regatta together. And yeah, they've definitely been our front runners. I know it was really close at the start of this, but Ukraine, and granted, Team Finland have sailed a really nice event.
I just saw Oskari, captain of the team, tactician in the middle of the boat right there. You could tell that he knows what the outcome of this is about to be. Difficult right now for Team Finland.
Yeah, that's right. And as we see on board, you just see the crew member behind the mast there, just sort of cleaning up the boat. They'll be running into the finish with the kite up, but it's still nice just to have them clean up. They're always working. We mentioned how nice it is. That's Yuri Ludovsky just working his way through the sheets and just cleaning up the boat, which is nice to see. And, you know, this team have been sailing well. They've been doing the cleaning up, you know, the entire time.
Yep, clean boat.
Really, really nice.
I just saw the captain, Luca, Rodion Luca, right there in the back, number 10, standing up at the helm. Just for a brief moment right there, just releasing the wheel and just... you can tell he can't wait to get across the finish line. He's like, this is so painful. Could we just get down there quickly, please?
No, I'm sure he's soaking up the moment. And
you think so?
Yeah, they should be very happy with how smart they sailed for this race specifically. So I hope they're reveling in the moment, you know, all the time as they come down here. Beautiful conditions, sailing a beautiful boat. You know, they'll be happy, obviously, with the results, but just as a general, really, really nice, and I hope they're soaking it up.
Well said, Robbie. Well said. Beautiful. Look at that. Sunny, blue waters, a little bit of breeze. Really nice to see that the breeze came back up. We had a little bit of a waiting time before we could set this one off, and I'm really glad race committee did that, because look at these wonderful sailing conditions right now as Ukraine is about to put in their last jibe before going across the finishing line, and looks like it's a clean jibe right there. And this is the final jibe before Team Ukraine officially crosses the finishing line and gets their ticket to the SSL Gold Cup Finals in Rio de Janeiro of November this year. Only 200 meters left to go. Robbie, these guys deserved it. Guys and girl deserve this. So congratulations to them as they're making their way down. We're starting to see some really big smiles on the faces of Team Ukraine. Only 100 meters left, Robbie.
Yeah, that's right. They will be very, very happy with this. I spoke to Roddy and Luca after yesterday. Obviously, he talked about the battle that they would have. I'm not sure if he expected it as they go through the finish line.
And there it is. It is official. Ukraine qualifies themselves for the SSL Gold Cup 2026 in Rio de Janeiro of November this year. I think we could really congratulate everybody right there. Stanislav Mulko, Valery Harnaha, Yuri Ludovsky, Volodymyr Bogomolkin, Anastasia Kolesnichenko, Valery Kudryashov, George Paches, Rodion Luka, and of course Oscar Madonic. All of these ladies and gentlemen have done an unbelievable job this week, Robbie, and they deserve to have the oh so coveted ticket
Yeah,
to
awesome.
Brazil.
Awesome opportunity for them, and they'll be looking for more as well. Knowing these guys on the crew, you know, this is just their first step, right? We've got the SSL Gold Cup Finals in Rio that they'll be battling for, so definitely a team to look out for as we head further into this competition.
Absolutely, as we just saw Team Greece right there coming in with second place. Team Greece right there, so they're 59 seconds behind Ukraine, and now we still have Team Finland, which is about to go across the finishing line. But right now we're going to stay with Team Ukraine. That's right, buddy. You can be happy. Right there, that's number 8 right there, the mainsail trimmer, George Patches. Very, very happy with everybody, so just unbelievable job. Carolina is now on the boat with Team Ukraine, so let's go down to Carolina.
What a dream finish of the European qualifiers. My first question is, do you know already how to dance samba?
Sorry.
Do you know?
Я не слышу, что человек говорит. Sorry.
Do you know how to dance samba already? Because you go to Rio, so you should know the dancing of samba, right? Samba is the official dance in Brazil.
Ah, really? We will learn how to dance it. Yeah.
How do you feel?
It's okay. It went a bit easier than we expected, to be honest. So, yeah. We had some match racing before maneuvers when it was reasonably easy to escape. I saw the distance to the line quite well, and and a ley line at the start. So when I feel the Finnish guys, when the Finnish guys are lower than the ley line, I thought it's going to be a problem. And both of them are Greek as well, because there was a big left shift before the start. So we tack a little bit right, and then it was easy to control Finnish guys. And then when they start doing too many tacks, we saw the wind coming from the right, and we let them go. And that was the end of the race, actually. And then it was just to execute.
And how do you cope with the pressure before the racing? Because you just wait a little bit for the final race. It's only one race, and was a game for everything. How do you cope with the pressure?
I'm very good under pressure. There was a pressure, but when you have a confidence in the team, when you know that the team knows what to do and you can do whatever you want, that's what reduces your pressure. It's not an Olympic Games, it's not the World Championship. We're having a lot of fun, and I would like to thank SSL for the opportunity to bring our nation to for such event, providing us equipment, which is very, very expensive. So I'm very thankful.
So now it's the official time, the ticket you deserve. So congratulations one again. Congrats SSL team Ukraine. Go to Rio.
Слава Україні! Героям слава!
Beautiful. I love it. Congratulations to these guys. And he summed it up. He won that as soon as he saw Finland putting in all those hard tacks, and we looked at exactly that trajectory, and that's really what slowed him down. And then they managed to get away, and it didn't last very long.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
It was intense.
No, an experienced Roddy and Luca, and a really experienced words of wisdom there. He could really lean on his guys. He has the confidence of the team. That relieves the pressure from his words, relieves the pressure, and they sailed beautifully today, especially with such a high and tight racing that they had going into it.
Absolutely. So there it is, the provisional overall, as Ukraine gets the tickets to the SSL Gold Cup finals with 18 points, just in front of Finland with 14 and Greece with 10. We saw a picture of Team Finland just towards the end over there, understandably frustrated.
Yeah, that's right. They didn't execute that last 30 seconds as they probably would have. They would be looking at that, I'm sure, and sort of debriefing how they could do that better. But yeah, they just didn't execute the last little bit of that start, and it sort of just gave the advantage to Ukraine. But all credit to Ukraine for carrying it on and extending that lead even further.
Extending, hundreds and hundreds of meters lead by the time they got to the end. Really putting their foot down. There's absolutely no regret that Finland can have right there when they, definitely, I don't like to use the term, but they got crushed.
Yeah, that's right. And I was talking to Rodion earlier last night after they came off the water, and we were talking about the racing today. I'm not too sure if he expected it would go that well.
No, yesterday he was quite worried about it, because I know that yesterday, just before race number 5 in this group, they were sort of battling it out, and Rodion went over to the Finnish boat and really started pressuring them, pushing them, because he already knew, sort of what the outcome would be and sort of where the points standing was and things like that. So already yesterday he was thinking about how he was going to do it today, and I'm pretty sure he didn't sleep so well last night, because he was definitely thinking about, what was going to happen. And don't forget, the captain also, Oskari Sislina, he has done some match racing and won the world championship.
Yeah, that's right. Definitely match racing pedigree on both boats. Rodion mentioned it to us earlier that he's done a lot of match racing. There was a little bit in the start that we saw, but for me it was sailing smart. Ukraine really sailed well, maneuvers, yeah, it was a pleasure to watch Team Ukraine today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look here at the match board. So right now we know who is qualified from Europe. That would be Estonia, Lithuania, Ukraine, and Portugal. Next step is the Pan American qualifications, where we will see Uruguay, Venezuela, Cuba, Bermuda, Antigua, Guatemala, Mexico, and oh, what are the last two?
Puerto Rico and El Salvador. There,
Thank
Jan.
you. Oh, thank you very much. So we'll see that qualification from the 12th to the 16th of November, and that will be in Brazil, as we are starting to be able to find out how this final series, 32nd of the finals, will pan out. But we need those last three groups to be qualified in order for the draw to take place and to find out who will be in each one of these groups.
Yeah, that's right. Only heating up from here. We had some great tight battles in the qualifications, but now it gets even tighter. So all these teams, they've won their groups. Now they've got to battle it out. Well, it's exciting to see them carry on to the final series.
And for this European qualifications, there's one thing left to do, and that is the podium ceremony. That will be coming up right away. Unfortunately, it won't be live, but you can check it out, and you can go see all the pictures from the awards ceremony. All of that will be on Facebook and, of course, on Instagram. Make sure you put in SSL Gold Cup, and you'll have all of that information. If you want more information and you really want to go and geek out and have some more information, go to worldofsailors.com. You can check out the SSL global ranking. You can check out the teams. You can even check out and see if you are on the global ranking. If you're sailing in national regattas, you should be on there. Robbie, I want to thank you very much for being here all week long. The next step is going to be in Rio, and that's pretty much it from here, from Switzerland, Robbie.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jan, and thank you to everyone watching. It's been my pleasure to be seen alongside you all week, so thank you. And I'd like to say a big thanks to the race committee also getting in all the races for this qualification. It's been a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. Thank you.
And on those good words, goodbye, everybody, and see you in Rio de Janeiro.
Minus 10, 9, 8. We have a go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1.